and glad to have you on the program. Perspectives this morning. And this morning on Perspectives in Victor 98.9, we'll be looking at the situation in Kaduna State. Worrisome as it is, but again, government is not resting on its oars to deal with the situation. Insecurity becoming a problem nationwide. And when we come back to Kaduna State, we know what the situation is. Just a few days ago, we heard about Birnin-Gwari and Kajuru local government. 19 people killed. And of course, it's becoming the thing that weekly we begin to hear of killings all over the place, kidnapping, banditry, and all of that in Kaduna State. Government is doing all it can, but just how much is it doing to salvage the situation? We'll be talking about that, and with me this morning I have Jesse David, is a public affairs analyst and a concerned citizen of the state too, worried about what we have in Kaduna State. Jesse David, good morning, glad to have you around with us.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Toyin Alabi. Good morning, listeners.
All right. Yeah, the recent one. The governor of Kaduna State has come on with his position about killings in Kaduna State. The position of Kaduna State, of course, we do know that it has a place that is of repute in the northern region. We know it was the headquarters of the northern region in the last many administrations that we've had in the past. Kaduna plays a very key role in connecting with the northern states, and so its position is one that must be looked at any time. And of course, Governor El-Rufai had come out with a position, talking with the BBC about what he feels about not sparing the bandits, and that we must go after them. We've also had, Sheikh Mahmoud Gumi, who had gone, in discussion with bandits, or in another northern state about what government could do about, the situation with the bandits. All of that, about people who are concerned about what we have to do about managing security in the northern region. Well, let's talk about what we have at home here. The situation back home here is worrisome. In spite of all the security agencies that we have in the state, we're not having our sleeps, and we're not getting it really right. Now, for you, about managing and what government is doing about managing the security matters in Kaduna State, your concerns here?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I will want to say that security, as we know, is every man's business. And as concerned citizens, as people who want or desire an end to this very scourge of insecurity that have been facing us, there are some things that we must have to put to mind when we come on, or when we come up to discuss issue of security. Number one is that to understand the security, the complexity of the security, either in your locality, your state, or in the nation at large, one must try as much as he can to divulge any ethnic, religion, or sentimental view to it. And so, speaking this morning, I will try as much as I can not to dwell on stereotyping or profiling a particular ethnic group or a particular religion on the issues of insecurity. Quite frankly, the issue of security in Nigeria as a whole is deteriorating. And I would want to say it clearly today that the reason why the one of our states, Kaduna State, is always at is always hitting hard, is always loud, it's because of the attention Kaduna drives in the entire state. People would say Kaduna is the heartbeat of the nation, and whatsoever affects Kaduna, if not well taken care of, might spring roll to other states. So that is one. And yet again, I will want to establish, secondly, the issues that we are facing today about insecurity, kidnapping for ransom, banditry, and other activities are not just a case of Kaduna State alone. It is not solely happening in Kaduna alone. Other states are also having a fair share of this very crisis. Even the FCT is not finding it easy. I think about last 2 weeks there were news going around of kidnapping in the FCT, where an orphanage home was attacked and other stuff. The one of the council chairman there, Honorable Gabaya in Abuja, I think he's the chairman of the municipal council. His father was kidnapped just last week. He was released just this weekend. So the issues that are happening are something that it affect us nationally. And when you say you want to take a step further again, it is something that it's also there's an impact of the international community in Nigeria. The crisis in Libya, we believe that there are some flanks of those terrorists there that are trooping down to West African countries. And definitely when you talk about the heartbeat of West Africa, Nigeria must come to play. So the issues of security are something, it is something that it is happening. There is no doubt about it. There are pockets of challenge here and there, but mirroring it down to Kaduna State, there is a great commitment by the government to ensure that they secure the citizens, they secure the properties of the state and the properties of the citizens. Kaduna is known to be a state where there have been issues of insecurity in the past. There have been crises, religious, ethnic crisis has rocked the states severally. If you want to do a compendium to have all the crises that have happened in Kaduna, I think it's a big research for any student who will want to engage in that. But yet again, we are beginning to see that the consciousness of the people, the understanding of the people, the application of logic is being it's actually on an increase now. People now understand that within us we have bad eggs. We cannot profile a particular religion or a particular ethnic group as those who don't want peace or they are the one fermenting trouble. No. Even in the religion we feel that they are the good ones, or the ethnic group that we feel are good in our own judgment. Definitely there are bad eggs among them. Yesterday the FCT command of the police paraded some kidnappers in Abuja, and when you see them, you'll be tempted to, okay, the news might have gone, oh, so ethnic group has gone to FCT and have kidnapped the residents there. But those who were arrested were not from that ethnic group that were labeled as the kidnappers. What am I trying to say? In every community there are bad eggs. In every ethnic group there are bad eggs, and so also in the various religious group that we have, there are people who are bad eggs. There are people who ferment trouble. There are people who are out to create scenarios that they will use to their own advantage.
Yeah, and let me stay. I'm still staying with Kaduna State, and I want to bring in government's effort in all of this, and that's about peace commissions that we've had, and of course commitments by groups and of course communities that they want peace. And again, I look at the security agencies that in the forefront of trying to secure us in the state. So much effort, that we see that has been put in place, and yet this is not in any way going down. Weekly, that's what we hear, that killings here and there, banditry, kidnapping still going on. And of course, also know that it is government's business to secure lives and property of people. So we begin to wonder here, just what is wrong, what is going on that we just do not understand.
Before the end of 2020, there have been engagements between governors. Governor El-Rufai had engagement with the former Chief of Air Staff, Abubakar Sadiq, and we could see that towards the end of 2020 there was a renewed vigor in the fight against insurgency in Nigeria and banditry, as the case may be. I remember vividly that around December down till January 1st, 2nd week of January, there were constant airstrikes in the camp of those bandits. But yet again, we must take cognizance of something. These bandits they live in the hinterland, in faraway bush where the caves are, the forest, the forest reserves that we have, they reside there. And we know that gaining access to that place must have to be a joint effort. There should be airstrikes, and there should be also troops that will be on ground to move the attack. And this has always been done. Even yesterday there were updates from the Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs on the airstrikes that was carried out in Brendengwari, parts of Chukun, Giwa and Igebi local government. So there is no day that I believe the army or the Nigerian Air Force will sit back and say, no, we don't want to go offensive or what. But what I want to drag this morning is that these bandits, these criminals are on the move. If an airstrike today is happening in Zamfara, there are routes that they pass through from Zamfara that will bring them down to Kaduna State. When it gets hot in Kaduna State, there are routes also that they pass through that will lead them up to Abaji area of FCT and everything. You know that there is this map that shows that there are routes that these bandits trek, or they use their motorcycle from as far as Zamfara without even climbing the tar road. They can go down to Kogi State. There are routes that they know the routes, and they take these risks, they take this adventure to unleash their anger or to perpetrate the evil that they do. So once there is an airstrike there, they rushly find a route that definitely they know that it is inaccessible by the security forces, and they go there to hide. When they hide, when the heat is gradually dying down, maybe the attention of the security is in another flank of the forest, they come out, unleash their terror, and they run back. That is why I said, for us, I've always maintained that for us to win this war, there is a need for proper coordination.
Yes, you just talked about proper coordination, and I want to startling revelation again by His Excellency the Governor of Kaduna State, that he's not getting kind of cooperation that he would want from northern state governments, and so it's worrisome too that this is not. If he's saying that is not there, then the situation may not be a thing that we'll begin to talk that yes, we'll begin to have peace and all of that in Kaduna State.
If you study the leadership style of Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai closely, you understand that he is a man that is bold, he is frank, and he's decisive in his action. If he chooses to take this path, he follows it till the very end. Governor El-Rufai is one among the northern governors that has always drawn their attention on the need to synergize on the issue of security. There have been several meetings hosting the governors of Niger, governors of Zamfara, Sokoto and the rest. Let's see how we can harmonize, come together, bring our resources together and combat this very crime. Because one thing that you must understand is that once they find a particular state too hot for them to live in, they migrate to the next one. When they wreak havoc there and they find out that the heat is on them again, that's how they keep on migrating. But thanks to God, within all this, successes are being recorded. But yet again, governors are supposed to come together, drop the issue of politics aside. There is no, the business of every government is the security of the citizen, the lives and the properties of the citizen is his number one priority. It is their priority, so they must come together. You know, El-Rufai made that statement, and I sat down to look at it, that some of these governors that he actually feel are not ready to collaborate with him to knock out these bandits are trying to be kind of political. You know, most of them, they are nursing some second term ambition, and to them maybe they don't want to hurt the feelings of the people within. Because when you start fighting banditry or insurgency to the core, definitely you must find out that there are people even within the system that are helping to fuel this issue. Remember yesterday the military troop in Zamfara State, they paraded a one-time interim council chairman who was assisting the bandits in doing all this. If a local government council chairman can be partaking in such an activities, then there are several people. Remember, we have high number of unemployed people, high number of out of school youths that are not well educated. Definitely they will go and join, or they will see that as a lucrative venture for them to go in. So when the governors collaborate, believe me, the security architecture will be one that it is covering the whole zone. Imagine the Northwest governor sits and contributes towards this very cause, and the military make a declaration, okay, from Monday to Sunday we are going to carry out an offensive onslaught on these bandits. Maybe from Monday to Friday there are fighter jets going around flooding, and there are troops on the ground flushing out these bandits. Believe me, we will have some grabs, and definitely the situation will go down. It will go down a little. But when there is no cooperation, imagine, okay, there is a case today, and these bandits, after they have been attacked in Kaduna, they run down to Zamfara, they nurse their pain, maybe after 3 months they come back again. We won't make any progress.
So what are your thoughts here about what is just coming out now? An Islamic cleric, reputable one, and of course of high standing, who had gone to have a meet with the bandits, and they were giving conditions about how they can drop arms and all of that. Governor El-Rufai had come out to say that he does not go with that criminals or criminality should not in any way be tolerated. So when you begin to hear why bandits or criminals are given terms on how to stay or to flourish in the state, what are your concerns here?
Yeah, the term amnesty for criminals was introduced by late President Umaru Musa Yar'Adua when the south region of Nigeria became a hotbed for him. They kept on attacking the oil exploration, the expatriates were being kidnapped and everything, and he felt there was a need to extend amnesty to them and to see how he can bring a transformative program, a reformative program that will reform these criminals, these people that have been attacking the oil region of the nation, bring them and see how they can fit into normal society. And you must remember that when Yar'Adua started his amnesty program was anchored on two things. It was on education and empowerment. There was no monetary term attached to it. When you are one of those who is into bunkery or into kidnapping in the southern region, and you renounce your membership of any gang or any group there, they bring you to Abuja. You're being sensitized. Then they know, okay, which skill do you fall into? Okay, have you passed through formal education before? Maybe he's a secondary school certificate holder. They facilitated, and scholarship was being given to them. They were being empowered, and at least we had some sense of calmness in the southern region. The next person that succeeded him, President Goodluck Jonathan, that was his zone, and that was when there were mind-boggling revelation about things that were happening in NDDC, because it was the corporation that was in charge of handling that amnesty. And the amnesty, instead of being anchored on the two issues of education and empowerment, it's transformed, or it turned into a money sharing venture. So every Nigerian today, when you hear about amnesty being given to a criminal or whatsoever, you have that fear. It's more like they are telling you, we want to empower these guys with more money, and tomorrow when they get angry, they will use that money that was given to them to get guns, to get whatsoever weapons, and attack the state. That is why every Nigerian is scared and skeptical about that word called amnesty. But now we have a religious leader, a respected one at that, who has come out to say he is going on a self mission. Nigerians must understand that the engagement that Sheikh Gumi is doing today is not sponsored by the federal government nor the government of Kaduna State. He said it that he is going there on a self mission. It is something that he has agreed by himself to carry out. So on going there, definitely there will be reports. And the report he came back with is that there is need for the government to grant them amnesty. They want to be granted amnesty and everything. But that report, or let me say that very report that Gumi gave out, didn't go down well with many Nigerians. I for one, am not in agreement that any bandit, any criminal should be given amnesty. Bandits have wreaked havoc in the states, in the nation, in communities, in families. So why should we come out to say, oh, because they have done this, let's give them amnesty and we'll do away with them? There should be room to engage them. The engagement is for them to stop, and when they don't stop, the government have the right to arrest and prosecute them. There shouldn't be any room for any amnesty. When you say you want to engage them, give them amnesty, believe me, after you are done with first set, tomorrow another sec will rise again, and the government will keep on giving amnesty. So this morning I'm saying it categorically, without any fear or any remorse. I am solidly behind the statement of Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai. What he said is true. These people have wreaked havoc. They have done several things that are condemnable, and what they deserve is the punishment as ascribed by the law. So the security agencies should not spare them for anything. When you arrest them, you channel them to the authorities that should give them the well-defined and deserved punishment that should be done on such kind of a people. Remember the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. He made it very clear. It is not his duty to go and negotiate with any terrorist or whatsoever. He said it is his duty to fix an appointment for them with their gods. If you understand, you know what he actually means. So there shouldn't be any room for any issue of negotiating or whatsoever. But I know definitely political pundits will be fast to say, oh, there was a time that El-Rufai actually went out to negotiate with bandits. He said so, he said that. I will want to draw their attention that came as a recommendation that was given by a retired chief of army staff, Martin Luther Ogwei. He headed the Kaduna Security Committee, and they recommended, and this committee was not even formed during Nasir El-Rufai's administration. The recommendation was there. What Nasir came was that after that he called them over. The committee members, I've seen from the handover notes, there was a committee and discussion on this very issue was done. And one of your recommendation is this: can we locate those people? And who were those people that were even compensated? They were people who had lost their source of livelihood. And within them, there were also natives whose houses, whose shops, whose cars were burned. They were compensated equally. It was not a one-sided compensation or whatsoever. it was done based on the recommendation of the committee that was inaugurated to look at the issues of insecurity in Kaduna State as at 2014-2015.
The program is Perspectives, and it's coming to you on Invicta 98.9. And we're looking at security matters, especially with Kaduna State and, of course, government's effort in all of this. And sharing thoughts with me this morning, we have with us Jesse David, a public affairs analyst, just giving us his thoughts about handling the situation of security in the state. We'll go for a break. When we come back after this break, Perspectives will continue.
From teething at 5:30 in the morning, but we can give you the best music in the Treasure Valley. Wow, that's music, baby. I like that.
98.9. Welcome back. It's the program Perspectives this morning, coming to you on Invicta 98.9, and we're talking about security in the state, worrisome as it is, and of course very disturbing too, and government's effort in all of this. My guest, Jesse David, a public affairs analyst, the heat is on government, when it comes to matters of security in the state, because again, we all do know that it's government priority to secure lives and property of its citizens, and so much, is being put on government, so much pressure that questions being asked if government is doing enough or not even doing anything about it. But we do know, especially the governor of the state, how much he is doing on security matters. Of course, again, we understand that the ministry in charge of security, the Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs, is in the forefront of all of this. So, citizens read different meanings into how security should be tackled in the state. When it's failing, of course, the heat is on government and, of course, on the Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs. So, your concerns about, citizens understanding with government and not seeing government as being part of why, security issues fail in the state.
All right. I would just want to take us back to during the former President Goodluck Jonathan administration. He had a super minister, a powerful minister in his cabinet, who was referred to as the coordinating minister of the economy. Yeah, that was Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Yeah. So mirroring it down and putting it to issues of security in Kaduna State, we have a coordinating commissioner of security in Kaduna State, Mr. Samuel Aruwan. Okay, the duty, or let me say the primary purpose of having that ministry is to coordinate the various security agencies. Let there be a coordination. There should be sharing of intelligence. The ministry has a 24 hours call center where you can call and lay complaints on security issues. When they get it, they contact the nearest outpost or the nearest station for prompt action, and you can also call to share intelligence with them. So the ministry in itself helps coordinate the issue of security in Kaduna State. It is not an arm buying ministry, maybe buying of arms. They are not there to procure military equipment. They are not there to tell the military what to do or what not to do. No, but they actually coordinate the affairs. And people must critically analyze the issues we have today and appreciate what the government is doing. Formerly, the security of Kaduna was being run on second guessing. It was being anchored on rumors. There are times that maybe you are at home, maybe you want to drive down to Kao, and while you are driving along Ahmadu Bello Way, the next thing you notice maybe shops are being locked. It will just signal to you that maybe something is happening. So you just have to turn back and go home. Or maybe you are in Gumi market in town, the central market, trying to pick one or two things, and all of a sudden you see people running. Before you know, there have been instances like that have happened in Kaduna, and lives were lost because of panic, rumors and everything. But thanks to this administration, we have a ministry that comes out to tell us this is the situation on ground. This is what we are doing. This is the number of lives that were lost. This is the number of houses that were attacked. This is the number of persons that are missing. This is what the security is doing. The security architecture in Kaduna State now, there is no room for second guessing. There is no room for rumors. There is no room for any peddling of fake, unwarranted or unfounded news within the system. Remember, there was a case, I think early this year, when an accident occurred. Traders from Kano were heading down to the southern part of the nation to make their purchase, and they had accidents in Kogi State. And you know, the social media pictures went around, and someone just tagged it that traders were attacked in Kaduna State along Kaduna Abuja road while they were traveling. It didn't take the ministry long. They came out to refute and clarify that the issue or the accident didn't happen it was not an attack first. It was an accident, and it didn't happen within Kaduna. So people had to take correction. You know, at least at this moment we have someone that we can look in the face. We have someone that we can call and inquire about what is happening. We didn't have it this way in previous years. It was always you just rely on someone. Maybe someone will call you on the village from the village. We didn't sleep yesterday, and before you know, you told someone, and before you know, another crisis have sparked up in the state. But now there is coordination, there is feedback mechanism. There are days that you call the center when you give them genuine intelligence, they come out to show gratitude. Oh, we received a call from a concerned citizen, and the security were able to go there and call the situation down. That is what state government must learn from. There's a need for the states to take charge of their security coordination in their states. Malam has suggested that there's a need for a constitutional amendment to see how we can bring about the issue of community and state police.
Yes, more than any other time.
It is long overdue.
Long overdue,
it is
right?
long overdue. You know, we can't just rely that okay, we have police, we have military. Today the military is overstretched. The military are running operation in 33 out of 36 states. They have various operations ongoing in these states. And remember that it is not their duty to actually handle the issues of internal security. Theirs is the external protection. But now they are mixing it all. The external, the internal, they are all on it. Remember that the Northeast is still there, where the battle is still ongoing. But this morning, I still want to say that through community participation, through community policing, and bringing back those ideals that the people had. You know, back then, when a stranger comes into a community, there is a system. You must put yourself before the king. Okay, who are you? How long are you staying? You know, all this be happening. But now they are no longer.
Yes, and so make the traditional institutions
work. Yes.
Okay.
They should make them work, and there is a process to it. There are laws that I believe will be enacted to see how they can strengthen the traditional institution. And community policing starts first from the family. It starts first from the family, which is the smallest unit in the society. When you know the whereabouts of your son, your daughter, your youth, the youth that stays in your house, what activity is he doing, how does he make his money, you start. When there is something questionable about him, you observe him. If your this thing, your analysis are right, definitely you report him. He should be brought forward and be questioned. You know, when you watch videos of these bandits that were caught by the police or the military, there is something that is very common in all the statements that they make. They do this very dangerous job, but get a very little percent from the ransom that is being paid. Maybe someone was kidnapped and he was asked to pay 2 million naira for him to regain his freedom, and the person that facilitated the kidnapping and everything might end up just getting about 30,000 naira or 200,000 naira, as the case may be, which is 10% of what was actually paid as the ransom. So you can see that this quest to have wealth, materialism, is affecting many youth. So anytime you see someone who is not gainfully employed engaging or living a very lavish lifestyle, community leaders, parents, religious leaders should be very, very observant. When we have this network, it starts from the family to the community to the security agencies. Thank God we have a system that is training some police constables who will be in charge of manning their own security to make their presence established. It's already ongoing. Some were trained and they graduated, I think last month, about 200 of them. So these processes must continue. It must continue.
Okay. Perspectives this morning, looking at security in the state and, of course, business of all, not just government alone. And what we're seeing in Kaduna State, worrisome situation, disturbing as it may be, but again, government certainly not resting on securing lives and properties. And Jesse David, a public affairs analyst, with thoughts of his own on what is happening in the state, and of course, when we look at the nation, Wooly. And so let's bring you in now, audience, talk about this, and numbers to talk to us on this program is on 081 40,000 989, 081 40,000 989, or 07087 800 989, 07087 800 989. We'll take your calls now. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning to your guests in the studio.
Good morning.
It's Francis calling.
Yes, Francis.
Thank you. Honestly, just explain it to where the way he understands and to his own perspective as well. And based on the analysis I've done, this government of Kaduna State is trying their best. Only that the best is not enough based on what is on ground now, because it's as if some local governments in the state have been ravaged by these terrorists that people keep calling bandits and whatever names they feel like. Because these people are killing our brothers and sisters, our parents, so they are terrorists. Until the northern region, the way our governor is calling, comes out in mass to defend their region, I don't think nothing is going to work, because an individual cannot form a forest. A tree cannot form a forest. The governor is fighting, but his counterparts are taking it as if it's just normal thing. They will come out and make a statement and go back and do another thing. People that is sponsoring this until they fish them out, and I believe the people in power today, they can do it, only that they don't have that will. Most people are benefiting from this. Until they have that willpower to fish out the perpetrators, because all the people that have caught before, what was the investigation? What is the confession of those people? They couldn't find out if they are sponsored. The people they take the ransom to and collect their own share, until they have that willpower to rescue northern Nigeria from this, because it's getting out of hand.
Okay, all right, Francis, we got you on that. All right, still with your calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Ogunwale.
Thank you, sir. You see, what is surprising me about insecurity is that they do go there and talk to these people, which they are our enemy in this country. Is that correct? They ask that eating the grass, eat by the grass. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Where are we going in this country? The government of these days should do the meaningful. This Please, we don't have any place to go. This is our country. Can somebody be ruining people's lives and they be asking them amnesty and give them the money? Well done. Well done, yeah. So let's country. Please, government should do the benefit.
All right. Ogunwole, we got you. I'll take one more call. We'll come back to our guest in the studios. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, John. Good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
The answer is Engineer Emmanuel.
Engineer Emmanuel.
You see, the way out is to fish out, is to, when you want to see a tree, you start from the roots. Just like the first caller said, who are the sponsors of the people? I think yesterday we had the one of the local government chairman that I was the champion the kidnapping of the Kankara children. Now, if they begin to fish them like that, and then not according to the law, I think it will calm the situation. And now you have just made a statement that I want to disagree with him. Where he said these people on their side inside the bush. Where are the choppers? The surveillance choppers. Can the chopper go into the forest? How did the US came into this country and rescue their own? So please, we have all the machinery in place. Is the will to carry out all those things. So that it is it not the same one that enter into the forest. So our security agents can also enter into the forest, fish out the people and deal with them. That's what is the purpose, just like the government is. I mean, we think on this.
Okay, all right, Engineer Emmanuel there. All right, let's come back here. You heard them. Just
well, one thing is very clear. Even okay, most of the callers agree with the stand of Governor Rufai on him coming out to say they shouldn't negotiate or there shouldn't be any amnesty for the terrorists. They agree with that, which I believe that is a national consensus that is ongoing. But yet again, when we look at this fight of insurgency and banditry, there was a time that even some of the military men came out to complain that they don't have equipment and other materials that will help them to carry out this fight. Well, I can categorically say that the outgoing Chief of Air Staff made sure or ensured that some procurements were made. In fact, some will be coming in anytime from March. There are some procurements that were made, some fighter jets and everything that would aid the Air Force in carrying out their operation. Then yet again, people must also remember that we have new anchormen on the heads, heading the affair of the military, the Air Force, and the other arms of the military. So we know that they are coming in with renewed vigor. There will be also a new design, the architectural design of the states or the nation at large must have to be rejigged. We believe that they are taking time to do that, and we are optimistic that definitely there will be an end to this very thing. The thing is, the government is now ready to give these people the heat. It's now ready to take the hits to them. It's no longer those days where the government will just sit down and will just hear of attack and that. No, the security architecture is revamped and they are ready to see to it that this situation is coiled off or is completely gone. Then another thing that is actually fascinating and funny is that most of these terrorists, they are even scared to die. They are scared to how will I call it, to have a feel of the treatment they give to ordinary people, that they attack, ordinary people that they kidnap and everything. But I believe that with the experiences that we have with...
How do you know that? I mean, how did you come to that?
It's an analysis that I made from myself. If they will come out to say they want amnesty, then they are scared of the wrath of the government. That is very clear. They are scared because they know when they get apprehended, definitely it is the end for them. So they are scared and everything. But we know that the government of the day is not ready to politicize the issues of security again. If they have been politicizing it, lessons have been learned. We saw how some insurrectionists wanted burning down Lagos completely. We saw how the IPOP wanted unleashing, mayhem in the entire southeast through the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, and everything. So the security agency and the government are on red alert. They are ready if anyone is trying to feel, oh, we can just do anything and get away with it. No. Now is the time to deal with these elements within the society, and there must be a joint collaboration with every stakeholder, every well-meaning Nigerian, to see to it that these people are brought down to their knees, they are arrested, and they are made to face the full wrath of the law.
And that will just be about the size of it on the program Perspectives this morning. Jesse David, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Talking about security and dealing with the issues of security, Jesse David, public affairs analyst, with his thoughts on, how to, deal with the issue of security in the state and, of course, nationwide, too. We'll come back with Perspectives tomorrow. I'd like to thank my colleague, K-Chat, for connecting me with you this morning. Good morning.